ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, JT, and I'm joined with the always fabulous, always ready to rock Matthew McGregor from the Daily High. And we got some interesting price action to talk to you all about. So, Bitcoin, man, the whales are selling. The whales are selling. We keep seeing large transactions take place. Now, there's two ways to look at this, and we will dive into why I still think that there are bullish things to be looking at when you see these large accounts sell. But we'll dive into that a little bit later on in the show. Matthew, how you doing?
Good morning, mate. Look, this is going to be an interesting show from my side because I'm viewing this with really fresh eyes. I've been in Bali and Malaysia the last 2 weeks, and I have almost not looked at the price at all. Certainly haven't looked at it over the weekend. So I'm coming at this with fresh eyes to try and get some perspective. So we'll see.
Yeah. Do you want to kick us off? Or how was CoinFest, by the way? What was the vibe?
I didn't go to CoinFest, but I mean, I went to around CoinFest. You know, I had tickets. I just didn't. I just couldn't get out of bed. All right, let's go dive right on in. 1 second, I've got a visitor here. Bye. Okay, let's jump into these charts and have a look. So, starting from the weekly time frame, as this is a weekly show, you can see this is a false candle right off the bat here. That should not be like that. There are no gaps in Bitcoin, but just forget that for a second. The thing that concerns me most about this, just looking at it straight up, is that the MRI, which is Tone Vays's MRI, is on a red 2 candle. This could very easily, if it gets down, has to get below the lowest point of 110, will be a red star candle. When I'm trading these candles, I tend not even to wait to red stars. It has to have a whole week with a print a red star below 110. I'll often jump the gun on that. It's a bad weekly close, obviously, and it's a bad follow-up candle. Throughout the week, this is where it goes inverse, and we'll start to look at this more on the lower time frames. It's when you start to see, well, once we start to recover, it'll come back up and touch the 7 simple moving average, and also that mid-range of that whole channel, and you start to get really excited. But that's when you've really got to start doing all your work. It can fade very quickly. We'll go through that on the lower time frames. I'm a bit concerned about this. The Colpic curve on the daily, the weekly, has rounded, seriously rounded. Wait, get out of here. The RSI divergence that I was pointing out, screaming from the rooftops, is valid. So valid. Back a few weeks ago when we were on that line to the actual point, we're on that line, and I said this is the biggest concern for me, and it's played out unbelievably. We'll look back on this. It's possible we'll look back on this in 5 years and be like, that's the most obvious divergence the world has ever seen. And old Matty boy was screaming it out at you. Same thing with the RS MACD here, getting that bearish cross. I mean, shoot, nothing looks good here. Nothing looks good at all on the weekly. And the scariest thing for my books, I don't want to be hyperbolic, but we've still got a little ways to go before the green wave can flip red. But that's at this point, it's at 109,500 this week. That's rising every week. I don't want to see the wave turn red. It doesn't mean the end of the world or anything like that. And, in hindsight, breaking that wave and failing this point, my next target from here would be 101, which is fine. To come back to the previous, highs up back here in that zone, that 104 zone. And by the time it gets there, it might be 104, touch back here, 104, 101. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Above 100, I'm okay. But below 100, I'm not happy with this at all. So I don't want to be too hyperbolic there on the weekly, but, it doesn't look good, right? The daily time frame, it's the same jazz. Yesterday that we came back down to the MRI support and resistance zone right here at 102, at 112. We got the pump which I'm sure a lot of people were excited about it, especially because it was on the daily MRI buy down here at when that was turned into a 9. But we only came pumped, and this is what I was completely, when I saw it, I did look at it and I was like, no, that's nothing. To come back up and retouch perfectly on the 30 simple moving average, get the fade. That was not exciting for me. And the position we're in right now, if we come back down to 112 again, I don't see any way that we can sustain the price. I think the bottom will fall out of it. It doesn't look good on the daily at all for me. 4-hour time frame. Is there any salvation here? These green diamonds inside the green wave, which, if you know alphanumerics, is the cornerstone of our trading strategy, to buy these green diamonds. They give you a chance, these green diamonds, and when they fail, you've often got a chance to get out. Like, this is a perfect example of one that got you in, it rose, you could have set a break-even stop and got out. Once again, break-even stop, got out. But I don't typically trade like that, because a lot of the time they'll do that, and I'm more of a buy and hold through a period, give it some, like, a bit more grace than that. That's sort of high leverage trading. I think these two buys are still in play. You're still in profit or near to break even in these trades. But that's one thing to keep in mind, guys. The green diamonds inside the green wave work a lot, or basically work all the time. But when you get close, when the price gets close to that lucid SAR flipping, so when the wave is close to turning red and we're exhausted at the end of the run, is when the last diamonds in the run will be failures. They have to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, does that make sense, Baloo?
Yeah. It's kind of like it's preceding. It's just an indication of lack of weakness, or lack of strength rather. When something is working, like, nothing works 100% of the time. There's no single strategy on earth that works 100% of the time. The moment there is, it's counter traded and it no longer works. So that is an absolute statement where there's nothing that works 100% of the time. So, the green diamonds have been rock star. They've been amazing as of the last couple of green diamonds that we've had inside of the green wave. If the market is weakening, the first sign of that weakness is going to be that the green diamonds stop working. Then the next sign is going to be a breach of that lucid SAR. So it can be an early warning sign. Yeah. And I'm not happy with the most recent move of those double or triple green diamonds that did give us a rally. They were valid, they worked, but we've given it all back.
Yeah, and this is what I was trying to say. Like, the distance. See, this is like when these initial, especially the first one, is what I always look for. When the wave turns green, the throwback inside the green wave to get the green diamond. When it's just a recent green wave, I'm very, very excited about. The gap between the entry point and the lucid SAR is deep, right? And then the second one, same thing. We're starting to get closer here, but it's still valid, but we didn't get a full-blown breakout that followed it. And then, like, this time, it might work, it might not work, but I don't like how close it's getting. Like, as I said, like, if this falls through, they will be duds. But it's just because how close we are to losing my bullish bias here on the 4-hour. That's enough of that. You get the jazz. This is the same thing as yesterday, coming up and pumping up and touching on the 7 simple moving average on the daily. It was the same thing for me to the dollar of the 200 simple moving average on the 4-hour. The rejection came in, and it's just exactly the same. It's faded. Mate, I'm coming back to you right now. Before I go any further, I have to just run downstairs and just check that the kids are okay. Sure. Mum's out at the... Oh, I can see her coming back right now. She did this last week as well. So I'll just make sure she comes back in, and then sure. And I'll be back with you. Thanks, mate.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, so looking at the market structure here with Bitcoin, like I said, or rather, like Matt said, we are having some concerns in the market. It's short-term concerns, but this is why we trade with rules, right? Like I'm really bullish on the market cycle. I don't think that the top is in, but how we get there is where nuance and emotions and your thesis and your thoughts can get in the way of executing as an effective trader. Let's just kind of zoom out here and just show you what I mean. So we're taking a look at the weekly, and I'll just turn alphanumerics off. And let's just throw one simple line up, just a simple line through the entirety of the price action. This is the entirety of the bull market so far. Now, what you'll notice is that it just keeps going up. It just keeps going up, but it's also been an incredibly annoying bull market. I mean, anybody who's been in Bitcoin for more than one cycle can completely agree that this market cycle has been really annoying. Matt, just to bring you up to speed here, I'm just drawing a super simple line, through the entirety of the bull market. Like, we have not had a parabola. I'm bullish on the market overall, but we have rules in place that we will need to take action on. Most notably is the Lucid SAR. Last week, I said, I'm bullish until 107 is hit. We're in a new week now. That target is now 109. I'm bullish until 109 is hit. So I am going to remain bullish until the SAR has been hit. But we do have early warning signs that are saying the likelihood of the SAR getting hit and us flipping from a green wave to red wave is increasing. But I was just kind of noting how annoying this cycle has been, because it's been very different. There's no parabola. We're just following a straight line. We're rallying above the straight line and dipping below it, rallying above it, dipping below it, and holding above. Overall, it's been really good. Like, this is what you want to see. It's in an uptrend. We keep making higher highs and higher lows. And if we just take a step back, Bitcoin's at $113,000. That's still a really good achievement. It's the short term that we're worried about, not so much the long term. But when you compare this to prior cycles, Bitcoin does a halving, has a little bit of chop around the halving, and then it goes parabolic. We haven't seen that yet. So I am still expecting that to occur. It's just a matter of when will that occur and at what price and what needs to take place prior to that acceleration, that phase 2 bull market. What needs to take place for that to actually happen? And as it stands right now, mirroring what you've said here, we have some things to be concerned about. Most notably is just breaching this SAR, which is currently at, it's saying 107. 109, just updated there. 109,390. We got really close. The last wick down was 110. So we came within $1,000 of that SAR breaching. So we're getting dangerously close.
And just to add to that as well, if and when the SAR flips, that's not a bad thing. It's a bad thing for the immediate short term and for all of our dreams and hopes and the Lambos and whatever in the short term period. But that's when we go back to work. Do you know what I mean? Like, as a collective, that's when we start to look for rare opportunities, like the weekly green diamonds, the 3-day green diamonds, the daily green diamonds, to start DCAing back in. And or you can take a break, and come back when the wave turns green again, which the gap's not that big. Do you know what I mean? Like, between where it would be at its highest point to possibly now, it's like a $15,000 as it stands right now, or something like that. You could just take it easy and take a few weeks off. That's not a bad option as well. So, going back to you, Blue.
Yeah. I think I would be more in the camp of taking some time off if we hit the red wave. We did have it back here where, the wave flipped right at around 88. Yeah, it flipped at 88. Price went all the way down to 74 and kicked back into green around 95. So
you could have just
88 to 95. Just take the time off. It's a $6,000 difference. Who cares? You don't have to look at the charts anymore. You can get out and get on with your life and go and do cool shit. Go touch grass, as they say on Twitter all the time. Now let's talk about at least something more on the fundamental side. Let's go over to Twitter. So what's going on here is what's going on is whales are still selling. Now, people look at this as a bad thing. And for short-term price, yes, it is a bad thing. But what the market is actually trying to do here is it's testing liquidity. And Bitcoin is holding up very well with the amount of liquidity, the amount of selling that's being hit on this most recent, flash crash, this most recent move down, which really wasn't that big of a move. Like from here, from the top to the bottom was about a 6% move. And the actual like selling event was basically this candle here, which was a 1.6% move. 24, we have on-chain data to prove that 24,000 Bitcoin was sold at that level, and Bitcoin moved 1.5%. Yes, it's a bad thing that 24,000 Bitcoin was put onto the market, and the market needs to absorb that. But the good thing is the market is doing a really good job absorbing it. There is nothing in the world as liquid as Bitcoin right now. I really, truly think that there is no other asset on planet Earth that is as liquid as Bitcoin. And that's a really important thing for high net worth individuals. People who are looking to make allocations, whether it is a sovereign wealth fund or a nation state or whatever, when we're talking mega money here, when we're talking billions and billions of dollars, the person who owns those assets, they need to be assured that they can exit positions. These are not things that retail investors think about ever. If you want to sell something, you can always sell it because you're, dealing with a couple $1,000s, maybe $100,000. You're not dealing with these massive positions. But if somebody's putting in $5 billion into an asset, they can't just do that willy-nilly. If somebody went and bought $5 billion worth of, let's just say, I don't know, GameStop, first of all, they're going to get a terrible price to get in, and they may not find the sellers to get out. That's liquidity. That is the ease of entry and exit with these whales. So the fact that a whale can come onto the open market, sell 24,000 Bitcoin, and the price only dumps 1.6% is incredibly bullish from a fundamental point of view, in my opinion, because it gives the green light to high net worth individuals that this is a safe asset to invest in because you can get in and you can get out. Is it incredibly liquid? We also have Galaxy. Yeah, go ahead.
I think the thing that annoys most new people into Bitcoin is Michael Saylor or the Bank of Honduras or some shit will buy like 20,000 Bitcoin and the price does nothing, and then someone sells 20,000 Bitcoin and it drops the price 6%. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the difference between open order books and OTC. Do you know what I mean? That's how. That's what it's not affecting the supply and demand when they buy them because they're not buying them on Bitcoin that you and I are seeing on the order books.
Yeah, and that's a very good point to bring up. A lot of the high net worth individuals, when they go to buy Bitcoin, they're happy to take their time. They're happy to build their position, and they can go to an OTC desk and they can acquire Bitcoin behind the scenes off the books, and they're not going to move the price. But if they want to sell quickly, if they want the liquidity and they're happy to give up, 1 or 2% of that position for the convenience of just getting the liquidity out of the market quickly, they can go to the open market. They don't need to find an OTC desk. They don't need to find an OTC buyer. Boom, they have access to that liquidity instantly. So that's why you often see, selling affect more than buying, because the buying is done in secret. It's not done on the open market. You don't have an order book pushing on the buys, but when it comes time for them to sell, they're willing to pay the premium to sell in the open market because they don't care. They're getting rid of it. Galaxy Digital, this was, they recently acquired $80,000 from a Satoshi era, or 80,000 Bitcoin rather, from a Satoshi era wallet. They still have more than half of that. So there's still supply out there. It's not to say that this is a guarantee that they're going to, that they're going to sell this. Like there are still a lot of people in the world that just want to hold Bitcoin. So this is not necessarily saying that they're going to sell it. But there are whales selling out there. So just kind of, it is what it is. But these liquidity tests that are taking place, in my opinion, the tests are successful, and people are seeing that Bitcoin is a safe investment to really throw heavy amounts of capital at.
How's our portfolios holding up throughout this nightmarish phase?
So this is what's really cool. We're actually bang on. Like, we're right with our thesis, with what we said with Bitcoin dominance, what we said with the rotation into alts. Portfolios are up. What? This move that has happened today is a Bitcoin move. We did not see a total collapse in altcoins. That's why it's the rotation.
Show me this magic portfolio.
The rotation is taking place. Well, before I do that, let me just go ahead and go to Bitcoin dominance. And this is just playing out exactly as we said. You know, we've left the channel. We keep closing high time frame candle after high time frame candle, red after red after red candle. We just closed another, like, it's completely definitive now. The rotation is taking place. We are in altcoin season. If you don't think we're in altcoin season, I don't know what you're looking at. Alts are holding up against Bitcoin. Alts are rallying in the face of Bitcoin's moves down, and Bitcoin dominance is falling. We have everything to show.
I just want to add one point to that. If Bitcoin fails from here and goes way lower, whatever, I don't want to talk about that. I don't see this being a 3-month altcoin run in a 3 to 6 months. Do you know what I mean? Like, originally we thought Bitcoin, and it still might happen. I'm not projecting. Just the idea of this rotation was that Bitcoin has like 3 to 6 months longer to go. If this is the end of the bull market, then there's not 3 to 6 months to go on the altcoin play.
Yeah, no, that's 100% correct. Now, zooming back out here on Bitcoin, we're still in the channel. We're still in the trading range. We haven't lost the trading range. What we're warning people of is that 109 level is getting awfully close to the point at which Bitcoin is going to impulse down. It's going to lose the trading range. It's going to need to reprice to the downside. The altcoins will fall in that context. If Bitcoin goes for a 10% move, the altcoins are going to drop 20 to 30. So they're not totally safe yet, but Bitcoin is still consolidating. It's still consolidating, and we're not calling for downside in Bitcoin. We are warning of the potential that certain key metrics are getting close to being met. As I said already in the show, last week, as long as we're above 107, I'm bullish. This week, as long as I'm above 109, I'm bullish. So I know that we're talking about a lot of negative things here, and it feels as though we're calling for lower levels. We have a line in the sand. That line in the sand is 109. We are above 109. So I'm bullish. We're still in the consolidation. There's still a chance that we can turn this around and go to the upside. And there's still a chance that, Bitcoin dominance continues to fall and the alts continue to perform well. Going over to the portfolio, let's just do a quick refresh here. So your portfolio is up 13.6%. Your biggest gainer is Chainlink. Chainlink and Ethereum are your biggest gainers. When you compare that to, I'll go with mine first. Let's take a look at mine. So I'm still down. I'm down 1.1% because I went with higher risk, less adopted coins. But I'm anticipating that if the direction continues, that I will pass you at some point because of that carried risk. We're not in a high risk trading environment. People are still afraid. When there's fear in the markets, a portfolio that's structured like mine is not going to do well. But here's the interesting part, and this is the proof of the pudding right here. Bitcoin, purchased at the exact same time as our portfolio, is down 4.6%.
This is our benchmark, and this is what I wanted to reference it off. So that 13% I'm up or whatever is subject to the fact that Bitcoin is also 4% down. Do you know?
Yeah. So you've got 20% more Bitcoin.
This is a Bitcoin trade. This is a Bitcoin trade. I want to make that clear. This is not an altcoin play. It's a play against Bitcoin. We're going back into Bitcoin. And if I was to do it today, it's 20% more Bitcoin I'd have then had I just held. That's the play.
Yeah.
And even you're up in that
I'm
respect.
up.
You're 3% up. Yeah.
I'm 3% up in Bitcoin terms. Even though the portfolio is down, I'm 3% up in Satoshis.
That's right.
So
that's right.
It's we're good. This is
We're
proof. Good. Like we have the hard data. The altcoins that we've put $5,000 each into are making us more Bitcoin. So even though Bitcoin is down, the alts are definitely having that rotation into that portfolio rotation.
Awesome. Let's see. This is going to be a real good what's the word for experiment, really, because we sort of said 3 months for this. And I think that's fair, and that we got the competition running as well as we speak, which is really, really exciting. There's some bloody good traders in here, and I'm gonna gather all this data and identify the best traders we've got and build bots that just copy these guys. These guys are fantastic. And so I can't wait to see how this plays out. Let's run through the competition. You're still welcome to join this, guys.
Yeah, no, you can join the competition at any point. It's still really, really early days. We're running it for 3 months. We have 76 days left in the trading competition. And I got a comment in YouTube the other day. Somebody was like, "Oh, it's a competition, but somebody can just come in and pick a shitcoin that wins over 100%." And it's like, well, yeah, that's how the competition works. If you pick the best coins, you're going to win this competition. If you have the highest ROI, you're going to win the competition. Now, if you
can buy Bitcoin and hold Bitcoin, and that's it, and you can join the competition.
Yeah,
that might be the winner.
If you really think that the alts are going to get destroyed by the end of the 3 months, you can just hold Bitcoin and end up winning.
Or you can buy 200 different coins and build an insane diverse portfolio and win that way. Like, there's no cap. That's the point. We want to learn from you. What's the best strategy?
Now, this is, guys, like, this is a really big prize pool. This is an interesting opportunity. Okay, when you're watching YouTube, there's all these giveaways. There's all these sign-up bonuses. There's a lot of bullshit that's out there. This is 5,000 Tether sent to your wallet. And when you look at the leaderboard, you're against 20 people. Like, realistically, the 20th position is 1.6% up in their portfolio. If you don't think you can beat 20 traders, like, you have really, really good odds to win this competition, better than anything that I've seen on YouTube. And that's not us just like trying to promote the competition. That's just a fact. Like, we're giving away a big prize here. This is one of our first competitions. We're a less well-known brand. So you don't have a lot of people that you'd be entering the competition with. When the exchanges put this on, there's literally thousands of people that are competing in the prize pool. You got like 20 people here. You can win this competition. You can enter this competition with $500 and you can walk away with $5,000 easily. And that's $500 that you get to keep. We don't make, like, you're not giving us the $500. It's your $500 that you put into an altcoin that you think is going to outperform, that you're going to use that performance to win another $5,000. It's a no-brainer. This is an easy competition to win. Currently, we have an unnamed winner that he hasn't updated into his Discord username. So if he ends up winning, we're going to have to try and find him. But if we can't find him, Cryptolicious, which we know is in the Discord, he's they are an active member in the Discord, is killing it with 88%. So shout out to Cryptolicious there. So yeah, guys, if you want more information or if you want to enter into this competition, just scan the QR code that's popping up on the screen right now. Enter with $500 and you have basically a 5% chance of, just based off of the fact that you're playing against 20 people, you have a 5% chance of winning $5,000. It's one of the better odds, one of the better competitions that is out there. And it's never going to be this easy, because if this is successful, it will get bigger. 20 will turn into 100, 100 will turn into 1,000, and then we'll just be like every other trading competition. So definitely take advantage of that.
Alrighty.
Yeah. I think that's it. do we want to take a look? Let's take a look at your top performer and my top performer. Do you want, I'm going to pass the screen share over to you. You want to go over Chainlink?
Sure thing, man. Sure thing. Chainlink. Yeah, I mean, this is on a 4-hour time frame. I still really like this on the 4-hour time frame. Look at that. Look, perfect, man. Look, it's been pumping. This is a trader's dream to come back down to retest on the 50 simple moving average, pump, 50 simple, pump, 50 simple. We're next to pump, right? So that's, if it's just following that trend, that's been an absolute trader's delight, you know. On the daily time frame, above all the simple, this looks so different to Bitcoin. I wish Bitcoin looked like this. Above the 7 simple moving average right now, absolutely fine. Nothing to report. Let's have a look at the higher time frames on the weekly. This is what I expected. Yeah, see this? Like, see how we're above all moving averages. Purple phantom signal, bang. The little dump that crashed that we had came back down to touch on the 7, the 30, the 50, and then pump from there. Looks terrific. Waves green, well above. I will say that we are very extended from the 7 simple moving average. You know, as we can do, it always wants to come back down and retest the 7 simple. So, I mean, it's got room to the downside as well as it's got room to the upside. But are we looking at near all-time? It's got to be near all-time highs, right? There's probably a big chunk over here.
Yeah, no, I think. Yeah. What? I think you got to go to like Binance or something to get the full history.
Yeah, I'm sure it goes up higher. But I mean, anyway, it's very near to the highest it's been for a long time. Coming back to you, mate.
All right. Yeah, so my top performer is Solana, and I'm really happy because I've been really bullish on Solana. So I'm happy to see that that's the top performer in my portfolio. We're looking at this kind of double bottom formation that we already called. We identified this support/resistance flip area. We let the group know, hey, we're breaking out of this. We actually have this in the Solana chat. Let's just, proof is in the pudding here. Let's go to Solana, altcoins, Solana. There's the call right there. Sol is breaking out from the double bottom formation. That was at 199. There's the proof. We're at 100 or 212 as it stands right now. So it's looking good. Solana is, you know, the kind of the king of the shit coins right now. Like, it used to be Ethereum, but Ethereum's gone the way of like ultra hard money, ultrasound money, and DeFi yield, and a place where you can find yield on stables. Solana is still the shitcoin casino. And if we're going into a phase 2 bull market where, you know, things are going to get more silly, then the shitcoin casinos are going to be the ones that truly walk away a winner here. So Solana's looking really good. If we turn on alphanumerics, we're above the 50, we're above the 30, we're above the 7. We do have room to come down here on the weekly. I don't think we'll be looking at a weekly pullback unless Bitcoin loses that level. If it loses its consolidation, then I wouldn't be surprised to come back down to like 180, something like that. But as it stands right now, all the moving averages are in bullish alignment. You are in a green wave that will not invalidate till it's at 158. The alts just look good. The alts look good. Bitcoin has some cautionary considerations to make. Again, I remain bullish above 109. We're above 109, so I'm still bullish. If you ask me if I'm bullish, the answer is yes. But yeah, the alts just look good. The alts look good.
I agree. All right, let's wrap it up. There is a question here. Talk about any new positions you guys are taking. Come back to screen share, and I wanted to talk to you. I haven't discussed this with you, but Baloo and I actually last week took on a $20,000. Come off that. Come back to our screen share, you and I.
Oh, that's not a screen share. That's just us talking.
Well, maybe that was something. Maybe it wasn't. But Baloo and I took on a $20,000 alt position last week, and we haven't mentioned it yet.
Haven't made it public. We did update the Discord privately, and but we haven't made it public yet. But yeah,
it's a mystery buy. So we went into that pretty solidly. That's the biggest we've invested in a shitcoin for a little while, I think. But
yeah,
hopefully, I think it got to its peak last week of 30% up in a week, which was pretty decent. I think it's sitting at about 17% up already. So it's beaten our portfolio. It's just the one we should have entered the competition with it. I don't know if we still can, but yeah, I think that'll do pretty well. All right, on that bombshell, we'll let you know. We're just teasing it out for now.
Yeah, subscribe because we're gonna do a show on that particular altcoin. Sorry to edge you like this, but we're out of time. We got to go. If you want to learn more, you can come into the Discord, scan the QR code at the bottom of the screen. That gets you into the VIP Discord where we're sharing all of our trade entries, exits, take profits, etc. All of it is 100% free. It will never cost you anything. It comes at zero cost to you. If anybody ever asks you for money, just know automatically it's a scam. Everything that we do is free. And until next time, please trade safe. It is jungle out there. Peace.